Hi guys, Net here from Netty Gaming. I hope you're well. Video today about the Mushi editor within the Pippi mod. So I did have one or two comments where people were battling with it. So I thought the best thing we can do is create a little storyboard ourselves and I'll talk you through it and we'll do it together. So I could have set it all up straight away, but I thought it'd be better if we make the storyboard together because then it'll make sense and hopefully you'll be able to follow along with me. So let's get stuck in. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add a thespian in our world. So we'll need admin rights enabled, and of course you'll go over to your admin panel and you'll go into your cheat panel and you will click building, you'll write in thespian and you'll add some thespians into your world. Once you've placed one of those down, you should be able to access by holding the menu down, hitting edit, and then this brings up your thespian config. Now I've named this one Barbara the Barmaid, and I've changed from a regular thespian type down to a dialogue thespian, and I've unticked allow clan members and disable interaction GUI. Okay, so there we go. So I'll try again. I want this thespian to be able to be seen, to be interacted with. So as I say, that's why I've got it unticked. If you don't want that box to flash up, then don't do it. So I've given her some privateer clothes in the kit, and here is where we're going to be doing most of our work, the Mushi Editor. Now I'll hit new. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed by this. It's a lot simpler than what it looks. Once you get the nuances of what boxes do what things, it does become pretty easy to make a storyboard of your own, and it all depends on how creative you want to be. So I thought what we'll do here is we'll create a story for Barbara the Barmaid. So think of this a little bit like a storyboard. It is a script, but the origin node, without getting too techie, is the start of the script. It's the start of the storyboard, basically. Everything links back to the origin node. Now, to move around on this screen, you can move the node by selecting it, holding your mouse and clicking it, but it cannot be deleted. So all the other boxes and nodes that we're going to add can be deleted, but this one can't. And if you want to drag your workspace around, you hold your right mouse button and you can drag the space around. Okay, so this is what you're greeted with when you load it up for the first time. So if you right click, this will then give you the option to create a certain type of node. And what we want to do here is I want to create a quest where Barbara will provide us with one absinthe if we supply her with 15 glowing goop. So I want the player to be rewarded with a drink for providing Barbara with some stuff, basically. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to set up a condition node. And the condition node, I want it to say, does this player have a quest at the moment? And I'm going to name the quest Glowing Goop. Okay, so the script is going to check, and what I did there was I linked one to the other. So I've hit output, selected input, and it created a link from one node to the next. It's always important that we link all of our nodes, and it'll make more sense as we go along. So this condition node, well, why would I have that? Does this person have a quest? And it'll make a bit more sense in a bit, because if they do have the quest already, I want to skip the beginning dialogue. So again, it'll make more sense as we go along. But if they haven't got the quest, this is the track that I want it to follow. So I right click again and I want a dialogue box. And the dialogue box basically means this is our thespian talking to us. So I want it to say, hi there, player name. So that would be, hi there, Netty Gaming. Can you help me source an ingredient? Question mark. And again, I want to link it. So if we haven't got the quest, this is where I want the path to take us. I want it to go, hi there, player name, can you help me source an ingredient? Now I want the player to have the option to respond. So when we right click, you can see there we've got an option node. So we've got two, I want two option nodes, because of course if I only had one it wouldn't be an option. And I want to link the top one, and then I want to link the bottom one. Really important with that, the order in which you link those option nodes means that's the order that will appear in on the dialog box on the left hand section. So this one I want to say yes, and this one I want to say no. So these are two different paths that the player might take depending on their chosen response. So can you help me source an ingredient? Now let's say we select no for the moment. We don't want to source an ingredient. I want another dialog box where Barbara the barmaid says to us, okay, that's fine. Come talk to me later if you think you can help. And that's what I want. Now, I don't want the box to remain open. I'm going to link it again. I don't want that box to remain open. I want the player to be able to read all of that that's being spat out, and then I want the box to be closed. So I go back to my nodes, I select a new wait node, because I want the box to remain open for a certain period of time. And let's say in this case I want, I don't know, I want 5 seconds. This might take a moment for it to appear, because you've really got to hold it. There we go. I wish there was a quicker way to do that. If you know of a quicker way to do that, hit me up in the comments, because that annoys me. So I want it to wait 5 seconds while our player takes time to read that dialogue. And then I want the dialogue box to close, and I want it to come completely out of speaking to Barbara. So to do that, I want an action node. And that is that an action node is basically a call to action where something happens. Something's given, something's taken, something's done. So what I want to have happen is I want the dialogue to be closed. Okay, so this closes the dialogue, and what that means is if I then go back into the dialogue, it's going to take me right back to the origin again. It's going to take me back to the start. So that's that bit done. So, hi there player name, can you help me source an ingredient? Yes, I can. Now what I want it to do is I want it to give us a quest at this moment in time. So again, it's something's happening, an action's being taken, so we're going to select the action node. And the action node this time, I want it to give us a quest. And I want it to give us the quest that we've written here. Now this is really important. I'm just going to copy and paste that because I want it to be worded exactly, and it is case sensitive, so we need to make sure that that's exactly the same. And I want it to notify the player that they've been given a quest. So I'm going to tick notify player, and I'm going to link it. So there we go, we've created our link. Now it's given us our quest, glowing goop. That's what we want. I want a little bit of recognition there as well, so I want Barbara to say thank you. So I'm going to open up another dialog node, and she's going to say thank you. Okay, and we're going to link it again. Now I'm going to create another dialog node up here, because this is where we're going to put the information for our quest. Okay, and I want it now to link to the input here. Okay, Livening agent is abundant in these parts, but I'm having a spot of bother sourcing glowing goop. If you can provide me with 15 glowing goop, I can make you something nice. Do you have any you can provide? Okay, so this is the beginning really of our quest. Now, do you remember me saying about this condition node, has the quest been given yet or not? So what I want is, if this person already has the quest and they've said yes, I don't want them to have to come back to the start and hit yes again, because they've already been given the quest. It wouldn't make sense and it'd be annoying as all hell. So I want this part to bounce over here. I want it to avoid all of this if they've been given the quest. So what we now want is what we call a bounce node, and we want 2 of them because we need a bounce from and we need a bounce to. So this is where we want it to land, so we're going to hit land, and it's given us a land ID. This land ID here is 12, so I'm going to link it to this dialog here. Okay, so we've linked these 2 to this input here, and now I want to link this part to this here. So I'm going to select this as the bounce, and it's asking what's the bounce ID, so it's number 12. So I'm going to set that to 12, and I'm going to select true. So now it'll go, hang on, has this person got the quest? They've already said yes, it's now going to bounce over here. With me so far? Okay. So let's get back to our storyboard. So leavening agent is abundant in these parts, but I'm having a spot of bother sourcing the glowing goop. If you can provide me with 15 glowing goop, I can make you something nice. Do you have any you can provide? So again, what do you think we want? We want the option to respond to Barbara. So let's get 2 option nodes on the go again. And we'll set those there. And we're going to link the top one, and we're going to link the bottom one. And we're going to select yes. We're going to write yes. I have some. And then in brackets I'm just going to put give 15 glowing goop. And then underneath I'm going to put no, I haven't got any at the moment. Okay, so no, I haven't got any at the moment. And again, I want to close this part off. So what do we think we need? We need a dialog node, we need a wait node, and we need an action node. So again, there's a bit of a pattern like we've got here. So we want Barbara to respond and say, okay, no trouble, come back to me when you've got it. So let's move our storyboard along a little bit. I'm going to link all of these together. We're going to link them. There we go. And the dialogue, Barbara's going to say, okay, that's fine. Come talk to me later when you have the glowing goop. Okay. And then I want it to wait again for another 5 seconds, give the player the opportunity to read it, take it all in, because of course when this writing text speed comes across, it can come across quite fast or it can come across quite slow, and you can alter the text speed down here, but I like it to be readable so it doesn't feel like everything's happening all a bit fast. So now again, the player can back out of this when they're in it, and it'll make sense when we do it together, but I'm going to set that to 5 seconds, and again I want to close the dialogue, so I want it to close down, I want it to take us back to the start, but again, because the quest has already been accepted, it will bounce back to this dialogue. Okay, so that's the part of that one done. So yes, let's say that we do have the 15 glowing goop, and that's the part that we want to get to here now. So I want Barbara now to pop up another dialogue, and we'll link that. I want her to say perfect. No, I don't actually. Let's take this out. Let's delete that. What I want here is a condition node, because if she says perfect and we haven't got it, well, that's going to look a bit silly. So again, we want another condition. We want to check the player's inventory here. We want to check true, do they have the glowing goop? False, do they not have it? So what we need to do here is we need the system to check, have they got this item? So we select have item, has item, and we go into our player ID using our magnifying glass. Now it's glowing goop I want to check. So we'll hit glowing goop, we'll use that, and I want them to check, is there 15 in the inventory? So let's link that condition first. And now I want 2 dialog boxes. So I want a dialog for yes, and I don't want a dialog for no. So let's do the no first. Again, they haven't got the glowing goop. They have said they'll help. They've said they've got it, but we want the system to check. So they've checked, hang on, you haven't got anything in your inventory. So I want Barbara to say, you don't have any glowing goop. Come back to me when you have some, you time waster. And again, I want it to wait a moment, and I want an action where the dialog box is going to close. Okay, so I'm going to link those, close dialog, and I'm going to up the wait node here again. So I hope this is all making sense, guys. But again, if you've got any questions on any part of this, do put a little timestamp and hit me up in the comments on this. So there we go. There we go, 5 seconds. So you don't have any glowing goop, come back to me when you have some. Now, let's say we do have it in our inventory. The system's checked, gone, aha, there's 15 glowing goop in this player's inventory. I want her to say, perfect. This is the stuff. You can put anything you want. Here's your reward. Please wait a moment while I make your special cocktail. Okay. And then again, I want it to wait a moment. I want it to be realistic. I want it to be like Barbara's crafting that cocktail for us. So, you know, in the real world, I've probably done this to like 8 seconds, something like that. But again, for the sake of the video, I'll just stick it on 5. So we want it to wait a moment. There we go. 5 seconds. And now I want it to take that 15 glowing goop out of the inventory, because of course all she's done at the moment is checked it's there. If we don't have it take it out, then of course you could have 15 glowing goop on you all the time and get free absinthe. That's not what we want. So again, we need another action node. So we select the action node. We want it this time to remove the item. We search for the glowing goop. There we are. And we select 15. That's what we want it to take out. Okay. So now it's taken out the glowing goop. I want her to say, there we go, set another action node up and link it. Sorry, a dialog node, should I say. I want her to say, here you go. Here you go. Enjoy. Please come see me again if you get any more glowing goop. Now, she hasn't given us the absinthe yet, so she's telling us, yep, we've made it for you. So what we need again is we're going to need a series of action nodes here. So the first one I want is I want her to give us an item. I want her to give us the absinthe. Okay, so absinthe, there it is. We'll select it, and we want 1 absinthe for our hard work. Now there's a couple of other things we need to do here. We need to tell the system that the quest's been completed, because of course if we don't do that, again we can come back, glowing goop, glowing goop, glowing goop, the quest will still be active. So we need to close the quest, we need to notify the player that they've been given absinthe, and we need to delete the quest to close the dialogue. And in all of that, we also need time for the player to read it as well. So we're going to set up a bunch of action nodes here at the very end. So I'm going to select 1, 2, 3 and 4, and I'm going to have a wait node as well. Okay, so I'm going to link this one to that one, I'm going to link this one to this one. I'm going to have a wait node here so the player can read it all. We're going to link them all together. There we go. And then we'll have one last one at the bottom. Okay, so we've given that item. We want to complete the quest and we want to notify the player that the quest has been completed. So again, I'm going to copy the glowing goop from the quest title. I'm going to give a chat message as well. So I'm going to give a chat message. It's going to be a private message to the player. The chat name is going to be quest completed. Barbara has given you 1 absinthe for your trouble. Okay, so quest completed. Barbara has given you. Now that'll appear in the chat box down the left hand side. So as I say, it's just something nice that you can add in for the player. And again, I want to wait a moment on this one because of course she's been speaking to us and we want to make sure that the player has time to read it. They can see the absinthe going in, they can see the glowing goop. So we'll up that. Okay, and then, oops, let me just make sure that's linked. Let's click it again. Link already exists, good. And then I want the quest to be deleted. Glowing goop. I don't need to notify the player of that, just telling the system. And again, I want to close the dialog box. Now, this should be everything that we've put in. So it seems like quite a lot to unpack. I know it's taken us 20 minutes, but I'm going to show you at the end how you would keep a hold of this, and if you wanted to use it as a base for others, it can save you a bit of time. So I'm going to file and I'm going to hit save there. And now what I'm going to do is hit file and then I'm going to hit close. I'm going to hit apply, so you must hit apply. Now, when we talk to Barbara, first off, let me just check I haven't got anything in my inventory. So I'm going to take out the glowing goop and the absinthe. Okay, so now when we talk to Barbara, you'll see, oh, hang on a minute. It'd help if I could spell, wouldn't it? Check your spelling, people. Let's go back into the Mushi Editor. What a goose. Right. Player name. Let's try that again. File. Save. File and close. Accept. Now this is good that this is happening because this will happen to you a lot. Where you will go and you'll go, did I do that thing? So close. Right. Let's try again. Hi there, Netty Gaming. Can you help me source an ingredient? So I'm going to say no. Okay, that's fine. Come talk to me later if you think you can help. It's going to wait and it's going to close. I'm going to talk to her again. Hi there, Netty Gaming. Can you help me source an ingredient? Yes, I can. Now, started quest, glowing goop. Leavening agent is abundant in these parts, but I'm having a spot of bother sourcing glowing goop. If you can provide me with it, I'll make something nice. Do you have any? So again, if I put no, I haven't got any at the moment, it'll then take me back out. If I say yes, I've got some, she'll check. She'll go, no, you don't have it. Come back to me, you time waster, when you've got some. And again, it'll now close. Now, if I go back in again, whoops. If I go back in again, you'll see there, it's taken me back. It's bounced. It's taken me to the part I wanted it to go to. So I'm just going to come out. I'm just going to go into my admin panel and cheat panel, and I'm just going to put into my inventory to test it, glowing goop, and I'm going to select 15 in this case, just for the sake of the video. Okay, so we're going to go back into Barbara, and I want Barbara to check again my inventory. I've got it this time around because I want the absinthe. So I'm going to select yes, I have some. Now she's checked. Perfect. Here's your reward. Please wait a moment while I make your special cocktail. There we go. We've got one absinthe. We've got the glowing goop. Come see me again if you get any more. And it's closed. That's the dialogue ended. So if I go back in now, it's taken me back to the beginning. Hi there, Netty Gaming. Can you help me source an ingredient? And that's it, guys. I realise, I'm sorry, this has been a bit of a long one today. I do try and keep them under 15 minutes where I can, but as you can see, with the Mushi Editor, there is quite a bit to talk about, but it is worth it when you do start entering into this world and having a look at things. Now, if you've been cool enough to stick around all this time, I'm going to put a little link to a mega site in the comments with this all in. You're going to have the Mushi script that you can load in, the Mushi string that you can load in, and I'm going to even do a picture of this storyboard so you can follow along yourself. But I do hope it's been useful. I've really enjoyed you sticking around with me today. If you would like to do any more of these, if you think you'd like a request and we can make one together, we can do a storyboard together, drop me a little comment in the comments section and we'll make some interesting thralls together. We could do a little mini series, who knows. So one more thing before we go, I want to show you the local script storage. So let's say you want to change this up a little bit and you want another barmaid to do red wine, and she's going to ask for a certain ingredient and you just change some of the peripherals within the storyboard. What you can do is go File, hit local script storage, and you can put new save. What you can write is Barbara the barmaid, script author, Netty Gaming, Netty's Queen, and a little description. Barbara gives absinthe for glowing goop. Okay? If you hit create, then this will appear any time that you go into a thrall and you enter the Mushi script editor. You could go into here and you can load one in. So you could load one of these existing scripts that you've got that you've saved, and it can save you a bunch of time in the future. So as I say, that's it really, guys. Little link in the description for the string itself if you want to copy it in. I'll load the Mushi string here. I'll copy all of this, but all you would need to do is copy my text document into here, load it, and it will load up nicely for you, save you a little bit of time. Or if you've been cool enough to do this with me, then of course you'll already have it saved, so well done you. Anyway, I've waffled on enough. Have a great day, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will speak to you very soon. Do take care. Ta-ra.